Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ouachita News Show. I'm Liberty Wiggins.
And I'm Liz Lockwood. As you all know, we are in the midst of what some might say is the most competitive college football rivalry. We hope you all are excited for the game and this week's events leading up to it. We'll speak more on that later, but for now, let's get a look how the weather will be treating our late night activities. Rebecca Payton has our weather forecast.
Thank you. Let's take a look at the forecast for today. Although it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas here on Ouachita's campus, the weather is still on the warmer side. During the day, the clouds are giving way to the sun with a high of 72 degrees. For the juniors guarding the Tiger tonight, you may want to grab a jacket as there will be a low of 47 degrees. Going into the rest of the week, we will see a slight drop of temperature in the 70s and lows ranging from 39 to 57 degrees. There will be plenty of sun with a high of 70 degrees for those of you heading over to Henderson's campus on Saturday for the Battle of the Ravine football game. Next week, we will see the temperature drop from the 70s to the 60s and the lows being in the 40s and 50s. I hope everyone stays safe and has a fun week this week as we guard the Tiger and watch the Tigers play in the Battle of the Ravine football game. As always, predictions are provided by AccuWeather. With this week's Weather Watch, I'm Rebecca Payton. Back to the desk.
Thanks for that update, Rebecca. Looking back at this past weekend, the Ouachita Theater Department put on the production of William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar in Verser. The shows took place November 7th through the 10th with 2 evening performances and 1 matinee on Sunday. The play is a historical tragedy that dramatizes the events leading up to the assassination of Rome's Julius Caesar and the aftermath of it. Our theater students at Ouachita spent countless hours rehearsing, and it all came to a successful close this weekend.
We couldn't be more proud of our hardworking theater department. Now let's look forward to some exciting upcoming events. With Rush quickly approaching next semester, this week has featured pop-up events on campus put on by the various clubs. While these are not required to rush, pop-up events are a great way to get to know some clubs and mingle with club members. Tri Chi put on cookies and combos last Thursday, and Gamma Phi brought Coffee House this past Tuesday. If you missed those events, don't worry, there are still several more pop-ups you can attend. EEE has their Pop In with EEE on November 15th. Chi Mu welcomes Rashi's to their Bracelet Charm Bar on November 19th. Finally, the women of Chi Delta are bringing donuts with Delta on November 20th. On Thursday at Rally on the Ravine, each of our clubs on campus will have a tent with different snacks and activities. Be sure to go by and check them out. Panhellenic will also have a tent, so stop by if you have any questions about the rush process. You can visit Ouachita Baptist Panhellenic on Instagram for more information.
And swiftly approaching is our beloved Battle of the Ravine football game. And one of Ouachita's most favorite and interactive events of the week is the tradition of guarding the Ouachita Tiger. This event gives the students the opportunity to bond with classmates, support our Tigers, and protect our campus from the school across the streets. Each night, a different class is in charge of guarding the Tiger. Guarding the Tiger will last from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m., and you will need to check in with your class representatives at every hour with a promised prize if you make it to the end. Throughout the event, there will be so many activities put on by your Senate class representatives to keep you on your feet and have fun, a fun time the whole night long. Now, speaking of Ouachita's deep-rooted love for athletics, let's get a rundown on what Ouachita Sports has been up to. Lexi Lunsford has our Roar rundown.
Thank you, Liberty. To begin our Roar rundown this week, the Ouachita Tigers football team defeated the Oklahoma Baptist Bisons 55-0 on Saturday. The Tiger defense came up with 5 takeaways in the win, highlighted with a 40-yard fumble recovery touchdown by Mario Ganter. Looking into the other side of the ball, the offense clicked for a total of 401 total of offense. The Tigers scored on the first drive of the game with a 25-yard run by Kendall Gibbons. The first score gave Ouachita its second shutout of the season and handed Oklahoma Baptist its first scoreless game since the football program was re-established in 2013. The Tigers will wrap up their regular season this Saturday as they look to face the Henderson Reddies for the 97th annual Battle of the Ravine game. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. at Henderson State University football field. Moving into Tiger volleyball, Ouachita took down the University of Arkansas Monticello with a score of 3-1 Thursday night on the road. This game clinched a berth into the 2024 Great American Conference Tournament for the Tigers. In this game, Avery House led the Tigers in digs with 24 total. Courtney Hansen led all sets with 35 assists. Riley Brazil led in total kills with a total of 12. Following this victory, the Tigers used their momentum to get up a 3-0 sweep over the Henderson Reddies on senior night Tuesday night. The Tigers dominated the court all night long to keep the sweep and then honored their lone senior Avery House after the shutout game. The Tigers will finish their regular season on this Thursday as they take on Arkansas Tech in Russellville at 6 p.m. Looking into women's soccer, the Tigers closed out the 2024 regular season with a 3-0 win over Northwestern Oklahoma State on Monday. Ouachita led 11-8 in total shots and 7-6 in shots on frame. The win clinched the 2024 Great American Conference regular season championship title for the Tigers, gaining hosting privileges for the weekend's conference tournament. The Tigers will face number 4 seed Southern Nazarene on Friday at 11 a.m. The Great American Conference has selected Ouachita's Tegan Jalsey, Sophia Vasilini, and Taylor Hapegood as Women's Soccer Players of the Week for the final week of the regular season. The Ouachita men's soccer team opened up the 2024 regular season on Saturday with a 4-0 loss over Rogers State at Badger Stadium. Prior to the kickoff, the team honored 3 seniors, Grant Isbell, Eli Stewart, and Julio Gonacaves, who all finished their respective collegiate careers on Saturday. The Ouachita women's cross-country team closed out the 2024 season on top 10 finish at the 2024 NCAA D2 Central Region Championships Saturday morning. The newly crowned GAC Championship Tigers placed 10th out of 31 teams with a total of 291 points and finished first out of the 9 Great American Conference members competing in the regionals. The 10th place finish is the highest in program history. Allie Hilkema was the top runner for the Tigers for the second meet in a row. Hilkema finished 23rd overall in the 6K race with a personal best time of 21:46.4. She earned all region honors for her performance on Saturday, putting herself in the history books as the program's first ever all-region performer. Congratulations, Allie. The Ouachita men's cross-country team wrapped up the season with a top 20 finish at the 2024 NCAA D2 Central Region Championships Saturday morning. The Tigers finished 17th out of 31 teams with a score of 483 points. Ouachita placed 4th out of 7 competing GAC teams. Whit Lawrence was the top runner in the 10K for the Tigers, placing 78th with a time of 32:26.55. Gabriel Mateo was across the line in 84th place with a time of 32:32.53. The Ouachita women's swimming and diving team picked up a dominant 160-77 win over across-the-street rival Henderson State on Friday at HSU. The Tiger Sharks won 11 of the 13 events to earn their first dual meet win of the season. Keely Holcomb earned 3 wins in the meet, taking first in the 50 freestyle, in the 100 freestyle, and the 100 breaststroke to rack up 27 points for the Tigers. Anna Phelps also picked up 3 wins against HSU, placing first in the 1,000 free by 11 seconds, 400 in more than 10 seconds, and 500 freestyle by 7 seconds to earn 27 points for the Tigers as well. The Tiger Sharks will look to keep the success up when they travel to Cleveland, Mississippi to compete in Delta State Turkey Invitational on November 22nd through 24th. Ouachita men's swimming and diving team went across the street as well and came back with victorious, taking down the red wave of Henderson State University, 123-114 on Friday night. The Tiger Shark men won 7 of the 13 events. Daniel Marios spiked up 3 of the 7 events, picking up victories in the 100 freestyle, the 200 freestyle, and the 500 freestyle to earn 27 points for the Tiger Sharks. The Tiger Sharks tailed 14 top 3 of the 32 and top finishes to earn the big win over the nationally ranked Red Wave. The Tiger Sharks will look to keep up the momentum as they also head to Delta State University Turkey Invitational. The Ouachita women's basketball team opened the season with a 73-36 win over Texas A&M Texarkana Friday night at Bill Vining Arena. Lainey Mears, Madeline Tipton, and Abby Harrison all tied for the game leading scorers with 12 points each. Brooke Smith added 8 points and led the team in rebounds with 5. Ouachita will prepare for next Wednesday, November 13th, to face champion Christian. Tip-off is set for 6 p.m. at Vining Arena. Men's basketball has earned their first win of the season with 81-76 victory over the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Saturday night after dropping their season opener against Rogers State University the night before. Sean Williams led the Tigers with 22 points on almost 54% shooting from the field and 50% from three-point range. Herbert Grayson was next with 18 points, followed by MG Leslie with 11 to round out the Tigers' double figures. Grayson led the team in rebounds with 8, and Devin Franklin was close behind with 6. The Tigers will look to keep up their success as they host Dallas Christian on Thursday, November 14th at 7 p.m. in Vining Arena for the 2024 season opener. Ouachita wrestling team put 17 wrestlers on the mat Saturday at Vining Arena, hosted by Carl Albert State College. The Tigers combined for 39 wins in the event, highlighted by 4 wrestlers advancing to the third place bout and 1 making the semifinals in championship bracket. Shad Cano started 3-0 to reach the quarterfinals with a win by fall in 42 seconds and 2 wins by decision. He finished 3-2 overall for the event. The Tigers are back in action this week, November 13th at home against William Baptist. I'm Lexi Lunsford, and this has been your Roar Rundown.
Let's go, Tigers. We couldn't be more thrilled to cover your success. Well, with Guard the Tiger this week, we thought it was only appropriate to ask you all what your favorite energy drink or coffee is.
Macy Cash said her favorite energy drink is a Watermelon Wave Alani.
Kate Noctegal says she likes the packaged Starbucks coffee with vanilla creamer.
Madeline Baxley said her favorite Alani was Cherry Limeade.
Liberty, what's your favorite source of caffeine?
I feel like it's an unpopular opinion, but I would have to say an iced matcha. What about you?
Okay, I love a good iced chai tea from Starbucks. That's my
really
favorite.
good too. I love an iced
Yes.
chai latte. That's really good.
They're so good.
Yes.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Ouachita News Show and to answer each question of the week. You just might see your responses pop up on the show.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ouachita News Show, so you never miss out on the latest and greatest Ouachita news. We'll see you next week.